Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I don't know if you looked at the market today, but right now, XRP number go up. And you know who noticed that? Cointelegraph. Cointelegraph noticed that number go up for XRP. And it's so funny to me because this crypto media outlet, they do not like XRP, as evidenced by countless headlines, so many stories over the years bashing XRP, sometimes posting outright nonsense about XRP, but they just can't stop covering it. And in a sense, I can't blame them. If it's getting them the clicks, people are interested in XRP, including our community. Our community is gigantic. Okay, that's it. I get it. But I want to share with you some of what they had to say, because it doesn't all make sense and it's not all a reasonable perspective, even though much of the tone of this article actually is positive here. But, and I'll give you some updates and perspectives from multiple chart analysts, but this is an exciting time to be an XRP holder. Before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. Excuse me, I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 4:45 p.m. Central Time, Friday, September 13th, 2024. XRP at 57 cents, and Bitcoin is back above $60,000, currently at $60,283. I'll be interested to see what the Crypto Fear and Greed Index looks like after it updates. It updates just once every 24 hours, and we're a couple hours away from that, but currently sitting at 32 out of 100, so markets in fear. But I'm anticipating we're going to get a bit of a bump. It's just a question of how much. Take a look at this, by the way. So I've been talking throughout the year, about a number of things as it pertains to the stock market. It certainly correlates with what happens in the crypto asset class, which is why I'm interested in regularly talking about that in videos where I'm talking about market activity. And I cited at the outset of the year, in January, as soon as we hit that first new all-time high for the S&P 500 January, I just noted that historically, the last 12 out of 13 times that happened, dating back to the 1950s, if you fast forward 1 year out, you're up on average about 16%. And here's some more interesting data. If you're concerned that perhaps we've entered a bear market and maybe Q4 is not going to be so hot, well, the data certainly doesn't support that's what's probable anyway. But there was this post on your screen shared by Seth Golden. He's a hedge fund consultant and chief market strategist at Finham Group, and he shared this chart titled, "How Often the S&P 500 Has Peaked for the Year Each Month Since 1980. And he wrote the following, and this is fascinating. I was surprised the numbers were quite like this, but I guess in hindsight it probably shouldn't have been. But he wrote only one other time, and actually I should pause and make sure that we're all aware of this. The S&P 500, its all-time high, and there were multiple highs hit this year as it kept climbing, but the current all-time high, it was in July of this year, so I think it's maybe around the middle of July. And so if we don't see the market continue to move to the upside, then what, that's it? And we just have the high for 2024, the S&P 500 in July? Is that probable? Well, data says no, and that's what he's sharing here. So he says, only one other time, just once, has the S&P 500 made its annual high in the month of July. Just once. If you are bearish, this fun fact may not be so fun. And then you can see how many times it's hit a yearly high in the other months. And December absolutely dominates. So this chart's going back to 1980. So 23 of those years, of those over 40 years, 23 of them, it was December. That is staggering. Humans, like we just keep doing the same thing over and over, not literally exactly the same, but that's why we keep saying history rhymes with itself, even if it doesn't outright 100% repeat. So if you're just looking at data like this, to just throw out charts for a moment, if you're playing the odds, you would be right most of the time to bet that December is going to be is going to hit that target on any given year, dating back to 1980 anyway. So one more thing to look at, and doesn't that pair perfectly well with what I was notifying you guys about in January? Once S&P 500 hit a new all-time high, fast forward 1 year out, on average it's up on average 16%. So I'm supposing that what is most likely for a number of reasons is that, yes, number go up. Now, the reason I'm taking a moment to talk about this is because if this indeed goes up, and we know crypto moves in tandem, and we know that XRP has been coiling for 7 frickin' years, if we're going to have a proper alt season, my God, XRP is going to absolutely blast. And I'm just saying that there's good reason to believe that the market is indeed going to have its best days yet ahead, that perhaps by the end of this year. And sometimes the improbable happens, I'll always note that. But if you're playing the odds, like what month would you bet on? I mean, look at what's on your screen here. I'm just saying. There's this post from on-chain analytics firm Santiment that said, Bitcoin is within inches of regaining the coveted $60,000 market value for the first time since falling below back on August 29th. And of course, as I noted, it has since happened. And this was posted at 1:18 p.m. Central Time, so just a few hours ago. And then they wrote, the dynamic duo of midterm accumulation from sharks and whales and falling levels of Bitcoin on exchanges sets the stage for crypto to roll again. And this is always how it goes. And these are metrics that I've been highlighting. All sorts of crypto, including Bitcoin cited here, going off exchanges, which means people are less likely to sell. That's why they do it. If you're going to sell it, you don't take it off the exchange, right? If you're not imminently planning on selling it. And then we've also seen the larger holders like whales accumulating at a time when people were panic selling. It's just history rhymes with itself, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Like it just does. It very regularly does. We also had this from Cointelegraph. This is what I was referencing at the outset of the video. Headline from Cointelegraph: why is XRP up today? The first thing made me laugh a bit because the first reason they cite here is Grayscale's XRP announcement. I'm sure most of you have heard by now. Grayscale, story broke yesterday. They are going to launch an XRP trust. Now, this actually is something that they'd already done in the past. It was, I don't remember when it officially launched, but it was dissolved in early 2021 after the SEC sued Ripple, effectively attacking all XRP holders on the entire damn planet. And there are all sorts of reasons cited for why they were going to close that down on top of legal concerns. There were liquidity concerns. So, that wasn't exactly surprising. All the exchanges in the United States except Uphold, they stopped offering XRP. And so I had been saying throughout the entirety of that lawsuit, at some point, I'm sure Grayscale's going to want to bring this back. I don't know exactly why it took them so long to do so, since XRP's had legal clarity for over a year. Maybe they just wanted the remedies portion to be over, so the lawsuit's officially done. Maybe that's it. Either way, they finally announced yesterday that they're bringing it back. And the price of XRP yesterday jumped, and it's mostly been moving sideways. I mean, it's up 1.71% today, so a tiny bit. But it had its big jump yesterday, and so that's why I was laughing. This is an article from today. Why is XRP price up today? And then they cite something that happened yesterday. Oh, okay. Good job, Cointelegraph. You did it. You really hit the nail on the head here. And then I want to read this just as part of this, because I don't want to literally tackle every single thing in this article, but this part I found interesting because it seems to be a denial that XRP as an asset gets treated by humans the same as other assets. Let me explain what I mean here, but I want to note before reading any of this that XRP has been trending up in price against the United States dollar since June of 2022. It has been trending to the upside. I know we'd like to see it priced higher against the United States dollar, but directionally, it has been doing that. That's not an opinion, that is an actual fact. But check out what they wrote here. This has been a common theme for XRP to rally at the back of positive news over the past 2 years. In 2023, XRP's 47% rally in July 2023 took place after it was declared that XRP was not a security. Similarly, in July 2024, the XRP price rose 30% after speculations of a settlement of the SEC Ripple lawsuit surfaced, which had been ongoing for more than 3 years. Last month, Ripple was ordered to pay $125 million in civil penalty, which many community members deemed bullish as the federal case entered its final stages. Therefore, it is safe to infer that XRP has relied on external catalysts for its recent bullish reprisal. Folks, that is a false narrative. I'm not disputing that when there have been those big news stories, including over a year ago, of course the market got excited, but at the same time this was occurring, XRP was heading upward against the United States dollar. The entire damn time, that trend has been intact. I've been showing you for a lot this year in particular, all sorts of metrics having to do with the consolidation of XRP going back close to 7 years at this point. And this is all happening in tandem with broader macro factors. And we can see it's provably the case that XRP has directional correlation with the rest of the crypto market. And so you can talk about the degree to which it moves. And yes, we'd like to have a higher degree of movement to the upside so that unlike last, because like last market cycle peaked at $2. So yes, there was that correlation, but yeah, we do want to see a new all-time high. Of course, we were under attack by the SEC at the time and it was still consolidating, fine. But this idea that XRP, it's reliant upon whatever comes out. It's not strong enough to move to the upside. That's a bogus narrative that is not grounded in reality. And I was kind of surprised that after that, in the very next breath, they highlight something that I shared literally yesterday from one of the analysts that I follow. I shared this literally yesterday, and then they happened to plop this down into their article. This is from Chart Analyst 360 Trader. And he's talking about, oh, wouldn't you know it? Like, he's talking about chart stuff here. And so that's why this idea that it's just a news thing happens and then humans respond to that. And that's pretty much it. No, humans treat XRP the same you would expect other assets to be treated, broadly speaking, in that it's not just the news activity. It most certainly is not. In fact, almost 100% of news items pertaining even tangentially to XRP have had zero impact on price. You want proof? Look at every single press release Ripple has ever put out. It doesn't move the price of XRP. It just doesn't. But 360 Trader here wrote, XRP on the weekly looking macro bullish here inside the ascending triangle. Has the local double bottom here into the apex. Price is pinching. This should challenge the pattern highs soon into the 70s. So, the 70-something cent range. So optimistic even here in the short term. And you know what? The concept that something like this could apply makes sense because XRP, it gets treated just like other assets in that humans speculate. They speculate on this and it results in volatility, and that's why the application of technical analysis works with XRP, just like every other asset under the sun. How about that? Freaking Cointelegraph, man. But they want to drive that. They want to drive the narrative, and it just grinds my gears. Then we had this from chart analyst Dr. Magic talking about XRP. He says, XRP is being straight up shorted right now. And by the way, I'll pause to note that this was yesterday evening, but I still wanted to share it since we have the benefit of hindsight now, and we see that XRP is still plotting along just fine. And he says, to be honest, don't really get really interested in price until the whole market breaks out, but would love to see bears getting liquidated. Solid Coinbase buying too. Yeah, and so that's in line with something I was even talking about yesterday. I was like, hey, happy to see XRP Trust, coming back from grayscale. And that is just one more of many, many, many things that can help to ensure the long-term viability of XRP. But in terms of whether or not XRP breaks to the upside, I still firmly maintain this. As I noted yesterday, either the entire crypto market breaks to the upside or it doesn't. If it does, I firmly believe XRP will be part of that. And I'd be surprised if it doesn't hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. To me, that makes all the sense in the world. And since that is my stance, that's also, again, why I earlier in this video took the time, and I frequently take the time to talk about the S&P 500 in videos where I'm talking about market activity. Because the backdrop, even if you only care about XRP really in the end, the backdrop of everything else that is happening should be interesting to you if you want to have a better understanding of how everything flows together. Because it does matter. One thing impacts the next. It's a macro world, my friends. There's this post from chart analyst Crypto Insight UK, XRP versus ETH. We got the close on the daily. Good news. We want to see continued strength into the end of the week. I've been flagging this trend for a while, discussing if we were going to break resistance or just backtest it. This week will give us more insight. And so it's fascinating to see, and it's not necessarily surprising, but XRP at this time, for months now, outperforming ETH, and I don't have a Bitcoin chart up here, XRP against Bitcoin, but XRP is also outperforming Bitcoin, has been for months now, and I'll not be surprised to see this continue. By the time this cycle is over, if we're going to have a continuation to the upside, we will find, I believe, that XRP will have substantially outperformed Bitcoin and ETH. And there's this post from chart analyst Dark Defender. He thinks XRP is going to flip ETH. And I don't know if it will. I'm not going to make a prediction. I'm not so bold as to do that. But that doesn't sound crazy to me. It could happen. I don't care if there's as big a gap as there is now. Things happen fast in crypto. When it goes, it goes. And so here he has this this chart XRP price against ETH, and he says, "We have waited for this moment for 6 years. XRP will flip ETH. XRP priced against ETH in the monthly time frame." That's the chart on the screen. He says XRP is free. So he's also noting, hey, look at the trend line. So take it for what it's worth. I think there are tons of reasons to be optimistic here. We are not in a bear market. I know September is historically bad for the stock market and for Bitcoin specifically, which leads the crypto market. But Q4 historically is fantastic. And we'll be getting into that in just a couple weeks, a little over 2 weeks, right? Lot to look forward to. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.